Hello everyone, this is Fred, your friendly neighborhood realtor here in Orlando, Florida. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about for sale by owner and the pros and cons. Now, I know you're like, okay, well, what's a real estate agent going to tell me? Because of course he wants me to go with the real estate agent. Yes, I do. But I also want to give you some information so that you can make the best decision for you. Okay, because there are maybe some people out there, and there are people out there that do sell their places as a for sale by owner. I'm just going to try to give you some information to think about when you look at, okay, what I want to do. If you're in the early stages and thinking, I want to go for sale by owner or I want to do this, here's some information for you to try to make that decision as best as you can for you. Now, first of all, let's look at what is a for sale by owner. For sale by owner is where the owner is the one that takes the responsibility to sell the property on their own. So you do have various reasons why they may try to do that, and that's going to be some of the pros and cons that we're going to talk about here. One of the big ones, and like I said, we're going to get into that, is they don't want to pay a commission. So the pro is, okay, I'm saving money. But I tell you what, let's look at this a little bit further to know, are you really saving money? Or is it really in your best interest? All right, so let's take a little bit more look at it. And this is how traditionally a for sale by owner works. The owner of the home is going to take and put a sign up on their yard saying for sale by owner to try to attract buyers that way that may be driving by. And additionally, and back in the old days, they used to put an ad in a newspaper. Now you may go to Zillow, pay a fee so that you're up on Zillow. There's a lot more to everything than just your Zillow, your neighborhood yard sign, and maybe the newspaper. Of course, like I said, that's back in the old days. And you're not paying an agent to list your property for you. So, okay, then why? Well, first of all, you're going to set your own price and you're going to field the buyers. And there may be some reasons that works out good for you, but there may be reasons why it doesn't. So first of all, the agent, what they're going to do for that commission, and it's going to vary, it's a negotiable fee, but what they're going to do for that commission is they're going to, first of all, they're going to do the research to help you set a good asking price. Now, a lot of times you see for sale by owners, they ask too much, and that means it sits on the market and you're not getting it sold. You're not trying to accomplish your goal. Sometimes they may actually not be asking enough. And then what happens is when you don't ask enough, you're leaving money on the table. And we're going to look at that a little bit later on. Now, the agent for that commission is also going to basically do a lot of things marketing wise. And different agents may do different things, and that's going to set some apart from others. And some of the basics are, it's going to go on the multiple listing service, which opens it up to all agents in your local area to be able to see it. And now I know, for example, the brokerage that I work for, there are about 200 online sites that they place your listing on. Some of what an agent also does is help manage those showings. You'll have showing instructions that'll be listed within the MLS telling other agents, hey, this is what you need to do in order to see it. And it could be set up as simple as, okay, here's the lockbox, and if it's a vacant property, maybe they can go anytime. But if it's not, okay, look, you need say a 2 hours notice or something like that, the instructions will already be in there. So if an agent's showing multiple people multiple homes, then they can kind of plan in advance. And the other thing about it is okay, the agent that's showing homes is the agent is going to make sure that that buyer is qualified to buy your property. Now, anybody can drive down the road and see a for sale by owner in this big, nice mansion, and they may call the owner up. And they may want to go take a look inside. But does that mean that that person can afford that property? And in this day and time, also, does that mean that that person is really looking to buy your property, not just necessarily scope it out for other reasons? There are plenty of crooks and thieves out there. So you never know who it is if you're a for sale by owner showing that home for. Now, the other thing an agent is going to come in and do is, if an agent is listing it for you, they are going to be working for your best interest. So when it comes to negotiating the terms and conditions of the sale, they're going to make sure it's right for you, and also that that asking price that the other person is, or that price the person is offering, is going to be the best offer possible. And they will work for negotiations into why you should be getting maybe more money, or the money that is the asking price. Because typically what happens is when a buyer comes in and they say, I want to make an offer, unless the market's really hot, they're not going to offer the full price. Now, there may be some that do, but for the most part, they're not. Then they're also, the agent is going to make sure that all your legal documents are all prepared, and everything that needs to do for paperwork, getting it ready for the title company, coordinating to get the inspections done if the buyer is requesting an inspection, and the different things of that nature. They're also going to help you make sure that you stage that home properly. And finally, like I said, when it comes to the title company, they're going to make sure they're going to be there for you through closing. And on one note, keep in mind this: if you're doing a for sale by owner, you're buying your sign, you're paying Zillow to put it up on the market and everything else, is it costing you anything if you go through an agent and they don't get it sold? No, it's not. Agent can only get paid if they produce. So when an agent comes in and makes sure the pictures are taken for the internet and everything that they may do, they don't get paid unless your home gets sold. So let's look into the nitty gritty with the pros and cons. Now that I've talked to you a little bit about the for sale by owner, and also what an agent does if you're actually paying an agent. So we talked about lower commission fees or no commission fees. But keep this in mind. A lot of times, if you're a for sale by owner, a majority of them are sold by an agent bringing the buyer to the for sale by owner. So what that means is you're paying one side. You're going to be paying the buyer's commission. And ultimately what you want to look at is what I'm walking away with at closing, is that what I want? Am I comfortable with that? And if it is, then you're good. But I wouldn't be afraid of paying a commission on there. But likewise, keep in mind this: that agent is working for the buyer's best interest. Do you want somebody working for your best interest? Because also when it comes to things like we talked about negotiating, that buyer's got an agent that's going to help them negotiate. And if you're doing a for sale by owner, you don't. Now, a con we talked about is no pricing strategy. Because see, an agent is going to be familiar with your neighborhood, and he's going to see the other homes in there, and he's going to help give you a pricing strategy that's going to be the best for you. The agent knows the market. You're not going to necessarily have all those resources. And I've seen where some of the online sites, they have, okay, this is our estimate. And then when you do the research, it doesn't match up. Now, a pro is you have more control over the sale. And what I mean by that is it gives you, it's a blessing and a curse, because you can just there and say, okay, no, these are things I want and everything else. Of course, that's also what you're going to be paying an agent for. So if you want full control, then you want to go for sale by owner. But if you want to realize, let me have somebody handle that, because you don't necessarily want to be the one to have to schedule the showings of the property. You want to have somebody that's going to be able to take care of all that, just tell you what they need in order to get the deal done. So it gives you a little bit more control, but at the same point in time, it's going to take a lot of time and effort. Now, a con is you have a biased opinion. Now you look in your home and you're like, oh, I like it, I think it's great, everything else. That buyer that may come in tomorrow, if you're doing a for sale by owner, they may not like it. So an agent is going to help you try to say, this is what you need to look at, and this is what maybe you need to do in order to have your home staged and ready, because you want to have it set so that anybody comes in, if they don't like your wall color, that you have maybe other things that they can work with. But you want an agent that can help you give an opinion, objective opinion. And keep in mind, agents have worked with other buyers and sellers, so they know kind of what it's going to do for they can walk in your home and they can know, okay, hey, look, this looks great, but this is what you need to do. If you twerk this a little bit, do this a little bit. So the agent's there to give you advice and they're going to use their knowledge and experience to help you. Now, yes, you do have a biased opinion because it is your home, but now you're wanting to sell your home. Now, another pro is insider knowledge. That's because nobody's going to know your home, your neighborhood, what's close by, all the ins and outs better than you are. And that could be a plus. Then again, you never know if that agent lives in your neighborhood, but the agent may also be familiar with the area. So that is one that is actually can work in your advantage. Now, we talked about the internet. So a con here is the agent is going to be more accessible to marketing channels that you do not have, or you don't want to spend the money for. The only reason you're not having an agent or hiring an agent is because you don't want to be paying big fees, or you don't want to be paying the fees, 5 to 6%, depending on how you negotiate. Now, the other thing of it is you can look at a pro. Full dedication to the sale of your home. Because nobody's going to be more dedicated if you're motivated to sell your home than you are. But then again, keep in mind, that commission is what the agent's working for. And we talked about you have the insider knowledge for your neighborhood. Well, a con is going to be the agent is going to know the real estate market better than you. Now, I'm going to put this in an analogy like this. It's like if you're not a mechanic and you go to work on your car. Now, I understand, and I do too. I work on some aspects of my car. I do some of my own work because I enjoy it. But there are some things it gets onto that I need that expert help, or it's something that I can't do. My knowledge is not that good. So, see, a real estate agent, they're going to study the market. They're going to know the interest rates. They're going to know what's going on. They're going to know what's going on in the city or the county that you live in. and they're going to have good knowledge and everything else on that you're not going to have, because you're going to, it's the same as somebody can't necessarily step in and do your job at where you work for you, because you've got knowledge and the skill set that you've built. Well, an agent has built a skill set that they have, and that's part of what you're paying for. The main thing with for sale by owner is it is a big time commitment. You're going to be doing a lot of the things on your own if you're doing a for sale by owner. Now, some of the things to look at is keep in mind that a agent is going to have access to competitive research to help you give that best pricing. They're going to have a network of also real estate professionals that even if they don't know something, they can go and find somebody that they can ask. And I do. I've known some. I have buddies that are real estate agents I've known for over 20 years now that I can go and ask questions to. And even though it is a competitive market, because we're all independent contractors amongst ourselves, everybody wants to help everybody out. And other thing to think about is this: do you have the stamina to market your home day in and day out? Find all that marketing, find all the resources. You're going to have to do something to basically get some of the knowledge of things that you're going to have to do in order to sell your home that an agent's already going to have experience with, because it's what they do. And the other thing to think about is, and I talked about this earlier, is are you leaving money on the table? Meaning, could you potentially have gotten more money for your home? Or if there is an issue that comes up, do you have that person that's working and has knowledge to best get you through that situation? And whereas if you're just doing it on your own and another agent brings you a buyer and you're saying, oh yeah, I'll pay you 3% or 2.5% or however it is, but then there's an issue that comes up, and then they sit there, hey, look, based on this, can we rework this deal? Or do you want the agent that's going to sit there and say, yes, I understand that, but this is what you got to look at, boom, 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 and then come up with other answers that gets you what you need, is looking for your best interest. Now, a lot of you want to start off as for sale by owner, and some of you will be able to sell your house for sale by owner, and that's great. I'm happy for you. But if you do want a professional, and especially if you're here in the Orlando area, I'll be glad to help you out. If you're not in the Orlando area, find yourself an agent that you feel comfortable with, that you can work with, so that you can get your home sold as easily for you and for the most amount of money. Now, if you do have a real estate question or you have any comments reference anything that I put in this video, place it in the comment section below. And we do ask that you click a like on for the video. And additionally, while you're down there, make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell notification, so as we do produce new videos, because I do try to come out with at least 2 videos a week, that you will be notified. So if you have questions, anything, let us know. We'll be glad to help you out. And good luck to you.